What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today is going to be the new Meta 433 after the update. Now, this tactic at its best with the Powerhouse picked up 100% win rate in its league. Now, I will say we tested with weaker teams as well, so every page is going to be covered, the strong teams, the middle teams, and the weaker teams as well. Be sure to leave a like on the video and comment below any tactic you want to see before the next FM drop, which of course is going to be a while away, but hopefully you enjoy. Let's get into the testing. So the first team we're going to test with, obviously, is Spurs. Now, I love playing with Spurs in the game. They really do suit a 4-3-3, and as you can see, they suited us very well this year. We're going to win the Europa League 3-1 over RB Leipzig. The Carabao Cup, we are also going to win 3-2 over the mighty Aston Villa, and we win the Premier League. I think we only lost to Liverpool. It was Liverpool we only lost to, and I tell you what, some of our players done incredibly well here. Heung-min Son, second top goal scorer. James Maddison, Kulusevski, second and third in the average rating, and Kulusevski and Maddison also in the top assisters as well. Now, going over to the stats where we were really strong is the goal outlet, okay? 125 goals scored, a load of shots being in our favour as well. The fewer shots against, possession, we're not going to be in there. This is not a possession tactic, especially in the Premier League. You do not go toe-to-toe with teams in that regard. You soak up the pressure, defend well, counter, and score goals and win league titles. If you like that sound, the sound of that, then this is for you. As you can see, the fewest conceded we're going to rank. Brentford done very well as well there, and the clean sheets, we are also going to be very high up in the regard. The data hub, we can easily see 3.29 goals a game, only 0.63 conceded, a great pass completion, a great amount of shots per game, and the tackle win ratio actually quite good considering a few players, let's say, are on the more aggressive side in this Tottenham team. We've done very well. Beating some of the best teams in the world is not an issue with this tactic, even if you do go a goal down, which we did against Man City inside of 24 minutes. But we are Tottenham, Man City and Man City, and we are going to bounce back with Udogie in the middle into Heung-min Son, who is going to make it 1-1 before half-time. And it actually went all the way to the 81st minute, where Solanke gets involved and gets his goal to make it 2-1. And we said to the fans, do you know what? We'll treat you. One more goal to wrap it up 3-1, this time Heung-min Son. Over to the powerhouse of the video, the mighty RB Salzburg, the Red Bull Salzburg, the boys, the absolute domination station in Austria, where we are going to win the FA Cup 5-0 over LASK or LASK. The Champions League, a very, very solid effort all the way to the semi-finals. We are Salzburg, we're not going to win it in Season 1. Real Madrid on their day are, of course, way too strong, but the Premier Division, 32 out of 32, and it is utter domination. All the goals, all the average rating, all the assists, all the clean sheets. Now, we've done this also on live stream in our first season, so I will say it is to be expected. They are a very strong team, but this is what can happen when you play with a team like this. The stats you see are none other, the only word that comes to mind is mind-blowing. Clean sheets, fewest conceded, most goals, most shots. I mean, this is the best case scenario, I do know, in terms of a powerhouse, but I do like to showcase the powerhouse stats because you can then really extract the maximum amount of performance out of any tactic that you see on the channel. And I imagine these are going to be disgusting. 5 goals per game, only 0.22 conceded, a great pass completion, a great amount of shots per game, and a very good tackle win ratio. And I will say, I know it is Salzburg, but come on, that still is absolutely nuts. Let's watch some highlights. This is what happens when you play a top team with Salzburg, and actually this is a top team. It's Inter Milan in the Champions League, which shows this tactic does work even against some of the best teams in the game, as it is a great goal from them, to be fair there. But we do get the last laugh, and I mean, when I say get the last laugh, there's still 3 more goals to show after this. We won this game 5-1. So at the moment, 2-1 to us. Capaldo into Kiergaard, one of the better players in this Salzburg team, who is going to make it 3-1. We're then going to pick up the ball on the right-hand side into Dedic, out wide, plenty of time, plenty of space, in the middle, into Karim Konate to make it 4. And there is time for one more. Fernando into Bidstrup, into Kiergaard. It's too simple. And lastly, I had no idea who to test with, so I pretty much chose a random team generator, and we got Morton in the Cinch Championship, where we do win the Trust Trophy, I think the first time ever on the channel, 6-1 over Montrose, and the Cinch Championship we also are going to lift, with 2 losses here against Wraith and Queen's Park. If anyone is a Greenock Morton fan, can you let me know in the comments, because, and I mean this respectfully, I've never actually heard of them, never played with them before, but I think we overachieved because they're not predicted to finish first by any means of the imagination. And I think even in terms of the stats, yeah, we literally won everything apart from the one that we physically couldn't have done because we had possession, was the tackles won. But every other stat line goes in our favour. So if you're a Greenock fan, Can you let me know in the comments? Because honestly, I might have just included someone's favourite team here by accident. 2.69 goals per game. I am expecting a bit of a drop off because of the player quality. A good amount of goals conceded, only half a goal really, under that. A great pass completion, a good amount of shots. I think that is pretty solid. And looking over what we've done at Salzburg, what we've done at Tottenham, what we've done here at Greenock, I think, yeah, it justifies the new meta title. A very good tactic. Let's break it down. Now over to your favourite part of the video. That is going to be the tactic breakdown. If you are enjoying back home, slap a fat like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoy rebuilds, please do come over to Daily Josh. It's going to be in the description, and you can find rebuilds between once every 2 to 3 days. And we've got all the teams going on over there. And the best thing, you also get extra tactics from them videos, and you get to see these tactics tested over 5 to 10 seasons. So make sure you come on over and get involved. But to make this tactic, all you want to do is load in a create your own style and simply click that wonderful 433 DM wide. Let's get building. The first thing you want to do back home is change the mentality all the way up to positive. So from balanced to positive. And now let's go through and talk about some of these player roles. Now I will say, and I'll make this very, very clear as well, because I do see a lot of the comments, make sure your out of possession is looking exactly like this before we carry on, because we are going to have closed down more on some of these players. And without that, you're not going to get anywhere. So the sweeper keeper is simply going to be on defend, on the default, nothing too special here to be honest. And to match that pattern, we are going to keep it very basic with 2 ball playing defenders. Now, this is a meta tactic, so the whole point is to try and use the most meta roles, try and get the best results possible, which is why you're not going to be seeing any crazy liberos in there or anything like that. It's going to be what works the best, and ball players traditionally do work the best. And a role which I've learned a lot about recently due to the match and the delay and the amount of people that use them in there is going to be the fullback on attack, and they are going to have a couple of instructions as well. On the right hand side, we are going to look to have him set to run wide, sitting narrow, and also set to tackle harder. And on the left hand side as well, we are also going to match that, so up to attack, also run wide, sit narrow, and tackle harder. So essentially, when the team has the ball, we're going to be quite compact. When the player has the ball, he's going to be providing the whip. So they do 2 roles at once, and it's a very, very good balance to have within the team. I do want to quickly say, if you want to get access to all 3 of these tactics in one fast download and all of these wonderful perks, you can come on over and check out the Patreon, where you get all of my tactics from the entire year, all of my rebuild files, all my exclusive content, and at the moment, there's 20% off up until Christmas Day. So make sure you come over and get involved, because there is endless stuff, and you can be part of a team of 5,000 people, all in a live chat, dishing out tactic advice. Hopefully I see you over there. But going over to the midfield, we are actually going to operate with a DM who is going to be set to support. And he is going to have some very key instructions. The first one is going to be hold position, close down more, which is more often on the trigger press, also tackle harder and mark tighter. So this player here is going to be very consistent. He's going to hold the position, but he is going to put in some very, very, very serious challenges to win the ball back. He is not too attack-and minded. He is purely there to be a bit of a butcher, really. Go in, challenge, hit him hard, win the ball back, and then obviously let the players around him do all the work around him. Now, to partner him, we are going to go with a central midfield player who is going to be set to support on the left-hand side, and he's going to have quite a fair few instructions, so let's lock in and let's remind myself. So we are going to go with shoot less often, roam from the position, move into the channels, close down more, and also set to tackle harder. So a very similar role, hit hard in the challenges, don't shoot too much of the ball, but do roam about, link up the play, get into different pockets of space, but do not have too many shots at the goal, because the people we've got in the front 3, that's their job. Now to partner the CM, we are going to go with a Mazzala, which is by far the most broken role in terms of an attacker midfield sort of role in this midfield 3. It is going to be a Mazzala on attack, and he is going to have a few instructions. The first one is going to be close down more and also tackle harder. So again, this whole midfield 3, the whole concept, the whole idea is to hit hard with the challenges, win the ball back quickly. We want the ball. We want to be in possession, whether that be holding the ball or counter-attacking. We want to be in control. And I do not mind picking up the occasional booking if it means winning the ball back quickly. Sometimes it happens. It's football. Now going up to the front 3, we are going to talk about it. So we are going to operate with 2 inside forwards on support. Probably would be expecting it, considering the fullbacks are of course going to be running wide. Now with these inside forwards, they play a very, very crucial role in the team. They are going to be told to sit narrow, also close down more, tackle harder, and also they are going to be marking a certain position. So for example, on the right hand side, he of course will be marking the D in brackets L. Make sure that is the right hand side we have got. Of course, they switch, don't they? So on that side, the D in brackets L, and on the left-hand side, we'll do it right away. Of course, mark the position is going to be the D in brackets R. They mark the opposite side of the field, which hopefully should be common sense. We're also going to sit narrow, and of course, the same instructions, this one, and also tackle harder. Now, this is going to be a very aggressive way of playing football, but if you've played Football Manager from day one this year, you know that the most meta thing to do is getting stuck in, is tackling harder. That's how you get your results. It's as simple as that. I'm not saying it's how it should be, but it is how it is, and when I release meta videos, they are to get results, and purely whether it's realistic or not, they are to get the results. Now, the advanced forward also therefore does follow the same path in terms of closing down more and tackling harder, getting really stuck in and completing a very, very aggressive front three, which, to be honest, you don't even need to have them on attack. They get their goals and assists the way that they are. Now, in possession, we are going to go and leave it on fairly wide. We're going to overlap left and overlap right. Of course, the team is designed to do that. The final third is going to go down to low crosses while playing out from the back. You've got two ball-playing defenders and a DM in front of them. It's common sense to do so. We are going to run at the defence. The tempo is going to be set to higher, and the passing goes down to 1 to shorter. In transition, we're going to counter press and counter and simply take short goal kicks to anyone across that back line. And out of possession, we are going to deploy the much higher defensive line, step up more, get stuck in, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and also when it comes to the trigger press, we are going to max it out. Now, that is going to give you the default version, but for some reason, if you're trying to chase a game, you need another goal, or you're playing as a real top team, you can go and deploy the attacking version of this tactic. The first change, mentality. Up to attacking. The player roles also might look very similar. There are a couple of changes. So the goalkeeper, for example, and the ball players almost remain the same. The ball players, both of them now are going to be on dribble more. The fullback on the right and on the left do remain the same because they're already very attacking. The DLP comes in instead of the DM on close down, tackle harder, and mark tighter. Essentially just a player who is going to be much more progressive with his passing and needed for an attacking tactic. The CM goes to attack on roam, move into the channels, close down, and tackle harder. The Mazzala, close down and tackle harder. And the inside forwards, they get a bit of a boost. Both of them now on shoot more often. Only have this on if you've got good players with good finishing. Roam, sit narrow, close down, tackle harder, and of course they are going to be marking the D in brackets R and the D in brackets L, depending on which side they're playing on. And the advanced forward, he remains exactly the same. Now, in possession, we are going to go and talk about it. We are going to be situated to fairly wide. Overlap left and overlap right while playing out from the back is still going to be key, with low crosses being selected. If you don't mind having less possession, you can also have pass into space, but that is up to you. We are then going to have run at defence and be more expressive with, of course, a shorter passing directness matched with a maxed out higher tempo. So again, a very aggressive playing style. It really is. I mean, the thing is though with this game, and I will get into a little rant actually, you notice a difference. If you go and play a free back and you're not getting results, you switch to a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1, gegenpress intense, it works every time. It shouldn't be like that, but it's the way, it is how the game is. And when I do these meta videos, I am purely showing you how to exploit the game, how to get the results, because I feel like this audience is sometimes split between two. You got 50% of people that want to play realistic football, and then 50% that only care about the results. So both videos really work for me, to be honest. So counter press and counter, distributing quickly, play into anyone across the back line while taking short goal kicks. And lastly, we are going to go to out of possession, which of course does remain pretty much the same. The much higher, the high press, step up more, get stuck in, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and of course we're going to max out the trigger press to much more often. Now, if you are trying to defend a game out with, this is going to get the job done, or if you are playing as a smaller team and you want to sort of sacrifice a few goals but have a bit more possession, a bit more control in the game, this is literally going to be the perfect tactic for you. Now, the mentality does go down to balanced. The sweeper keeper remains the same. The ball players back to the default. The fullbacks both on defend, both on sit narrow and tackle harder. The DM comes in on defend, still on close down more, tackle harder and mark tight. The CM, shoot less, roam, move into channels, close down more and tackle harder. A Roman playmaker comes in, opposed to Mazzala, a little bit more defensively minded, but still will create, still will playmake, hence the name. Close down more and tackle harder. The inside forward on the right and on the left, both on sit narrow, close down more, tackle harder, and mark bare certain positions. And a deep line forward comes in, a little bit of a deeper option to link up the play between that front three on close down and also tackle harder. Now, in possession, we are going to leave it on standard. We still are going to play out from the back, but not have the overlapping runs. The final third is going to be set to low crosses, while dribbling less, that possession style really coming in. The passing all the way down to much shorter, which of course, therefore, lowers the tempo. Now, if you're not afraid to do it, you can also introduce some time wasting, and if you've got mine, play for set pieces, because they will get you goals regardless of open play. Set pieces are broken in this game, and the ones that I've got, that near post, gets exploited and you will score a lot of goals. In transition, counter press, and then hold the shape. We're trying to seal a game out, so hold the shape, no direct rush, slow the pace down while playing to anyone across the back line, while taking short goal kicks. And lastly, out of possession, we're going to deploy the standard line with that high press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and also get stuck in. Because this tactic is possession-minded, but I still want these three players to be pressing the goalkeeper. This game's got so many bugs and errors, you want to be trying to force as many errors as you can out of the match engine. And that's going to give you, boys and girls, 3 versions of the new Meta 433, of course, after the update they recently done, where Inter Milan turned into Blue Neri. This is by far the new best one, and I will say, there might even be time to probably get a V2 of this before the next game, because I play this game a lot, and at the end of the day, we've got until February, hopefully for the beta, maybe even March, so we've got plenty of time. So let me know if you want to see that, and of course, I am currently working on a 4-2-3-1 as well. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Once again, make sure you are going over to the second channel, Daily Josh, because you are going to get endless rebuild content and Let's Plays, and I'll see you in the next one.